Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today we will unravel the story within Anne of Ingleside by L.M. Montgomery. Anne of Ingleside by Lucy Maud Montgomery, published in 1939, is the sixth book in the Anne of Green Gables series. It follows Anne Blythe, now a mother of 5, as she navigates the joys and challenges of family life at Ingleside. Set in Prince Edward Island, the novel captures Anne's reflections on motherhood, her deep love for her children, and her attempts to balance nostalgia for her youthful past with the demands of her present life. Through domestic dramas, charming child adventures, and Anne's musings on life, the novel captures the warmth and complexity of family and friendship. Plot summary: Anne Blythe stood in the moonlit garden of Ingleside, breathing in the cool night air, while memories of her youth whispered through the trees. Glen St. Mary was her home now, where she had built a life with Gilbert and their 5 children, but Avonlea still held pieces of her heart. Her reflections were interrupted by the gentle stirrings of family life. The busy hum of raising children and tending to the house filled her days with endless little joys and challenges. Anne's life at Ingleside revolved around her family. She had grown into her role as a mother, finding happiness in the laughter of her children and the warmth of her home. Gilbert, her devoted husband, was often caught up in his medical practice, leaving Anne to oversee the household. Though she missed him at times, she understood the demands of his work, and she found solace in their shared moments of quiet affection. His steady presence and occasional teasing anchored Anne when the whirlwind of family life became overwhelming. Their eldest son, Jem, was growing restless with the boundless energy of youth. Adventurous and headstrong, he dreamed of grand exploits, feeling stifled by the ordinary routine of childhood. When his father forbade him from joining the other boys at the harbor mouth, where a tattooing ceremony was taking place, Jem's frustration boiled over. He sulked, plotted small rebellions, and vowed to run away and never return. Yet, beneath his bluster, there was still a boy who sought his mother's comfort and a sense of belonging in his family. Walter, the second son, was different from his brother, a dreamer with a poet's heart. His sensitive nature often set him apart from his more boisterous siblings. He preferred the quiet company of books and the gentle music of the natural world around him. Anne sometimes worried about Walter's delicate soul, but she knew he had a strength of spirit that would guide him even as the world around him changed. The twins, Nan and Di, brought their own unique energies into the household. Nan, with her beauty and grace, was a bright light in the family, while Di, with her red hair and fiery temper, reminded Anne so much of herself as a child. The twins' contrasting personalities created a dynamic tension that only deepened the love they shared. Shirley, the youngest, still clung to the innocence of early childhood, his chubby hands reaching for his mother at bedtime, his eyes wide with wonder at the stories Anne wove for him. And then there was Susan Baker, the family's beloved housekeeper. Susan was more than just help, she was a part of the family, a source of stability and strength. Fiercely protective of the Blythes, Susan managed the household with a firm hand, yet she was soft-hearted when it came to the children. Her dry wit and practical wisdom balanced Anne's more whimsical nature, and the two women had become close over the years. As Anne moved through the rhythm of her days, the specter of time hung in the background. Her children were growing, changing before her eyes. Jem was inching toward adolescence with his stubborn streak and unspoken need for independence. She knew that one day he would leave Ingleside, and her heart ached at the thought. Even Walter, with his gentle ways, was slowly becoming his own person, navigating a world that wasn't always kind to dreamers. In the midst of these quiet transformations, Anne found herself reconnecting with her old friend, Diana. During a visit to Avonlea, the two women retraced the steps of their childhood, wandering through the familiar haunts of their youth, Lover's Lane, the Haunted Wood, and the long-forgotten Crystal Lake. Their laughter echoed through the trees as they reminisced about the innocent days of their girlhood, when life was simpler and the future seemed like a distant dream. Though they were both mothers now, burdened with the responsibilities of adulthood, in those few hours they were girls again, free from the weight of time. Yet, even as Anne indulged in these moments of nostalgia, life at Ingleside continued with its steady hum. There were family dinners filled with lively conversation, bedtime rituals with whispered stories and soft goodnight kisses, and the endless cycle of tasks that made up the essence of home. Anne often marveled at the way her children's small crises could feel as important as any of the great dramas she had once faced in her younger years. A lost toy, a scraped knee, a hurtful word, these were the things that filled her days now, and she found unexpected joy in being the center of her children's world. But life at Ingleside was not without its challenges. Aunt Mary Maria, Gilbert's cousin, came for an extended visit, her sharp tongue and critical eye unsettling the peace of the household. She never failed to point out what she considered Anne's failings, whether it was in the upbringing of the children or the management of the home. Anne, with her endless patience, tried to navigate the visit with grace, though she often found herself at the edge of her composure. Susan, ever loyal, was less forgiving of Aunt Mary Maria's meddling ways, often offering her own biting retorts under her breath. Amidst these domestic trials, the children's adventures brought color to everyday life. From Jem's secret plan to run away, which ended with him falling asleep on a window seat, waiting for his parents to return, to Walter's tender poetic musings, the Blythe children kept Anne and Gilbert on their toes. Anne's heart swelled with love and pride for each of them, even as she worried over their futures and the inevitable changes that time would bring. As the days turned into seasons, and seasons into years, Anne came to realize that while she would always carry her memories of Green Gables and her youthful dreams, her heart now truly belonged at Ingleside. The home she had built with Gilbert, the laughter of her children, and the quiet moments of reflection as she gazed out over the hollow. These were the things that filled her soul with a deep and abiding contentment. Though Anne would forever be Anne of Green Gables in her heart, it was as Anne of Ingleside that she had found her true place in the world. That's it for today. But if you're craving more, dive into the rest of Anne of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. The details are in the description, or just search on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in L.M. Montgomery's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.